Hi everyone, welcome to our class. Today we are going to talk about respiratory system. This is the composition. As you can see in the PPT, the respiratory tract can be divided into two parts, the upper respiratory tract and the lower respiratory tract. The upper respiratory tract includes nose and larynx. The lower respiratory tract includes trachea, bronchi. We also talk about the lungs. It's a paired organ of respiration. The function is to supply the body with oxygen and get rid of excess carbon dioxide resulting from cell metabolism. First, we talk about nose. This is the external nose, the roof of nose, the back of nose, the apex of nose, and the nasal line. Nasal cavity. Nasal cavity is divided into right and left halves by nasal septum. The septum is made up of the septal cartilage, the vertical plate of the ethmoid and the vomer. Each nasal cavity extends from the nostril in front to the concha behind. Nasal cavity can be divided into two parts. The first is nasal vestibule and the second is the proper nasal cavity. The boundaries of the nasal cavity include the roof, floor, and the medial wall. The roof is cryptobariform plate of the ethmoid. The floor is hard plate, and the medial wall is nasal septum. Nasal cavity. On the lateral wall, it has three parts: the nasal concha, the nasal meatus, and the sphenoethmoidal recess. This picture gives the relationship of three parts. We remove the middle nasal concha. We can see the three parts, which is the ethmoidal bulla, semilunar hiatus, and also the ethmoidal infundibular. This picture demonstrates the three parts, the relationship of the three parts. Mucous membrane of the nasal cavity. The vertebra is lined by modified skin, and this is the olfactory region. The area above superior nasal concha is lined with olfactory mucosal membrane, which contain olfactory cells. In the picture, we can see the mucosal membrane of the nasal cavity shows the respiration region. Respiration region is the largest part of the nasal cavity. It's lined with respiratory mucosal membrane, and its function is to warm, moisten, and clean the inspired air. This picture gives us the sinuses. There are four sinuses, which is frontal sinus, ethmoidal sinus, and the maxillary sinus, and the sphenoid sinus. We can see in the picture. This is demonstrate the location of the four sinuses. This gives the drainage of the paranasal sinuses. First, the frontal sinuses can be communicated with middle nasal meatus via infundibular. Maxillary sinus communicate with nasal middle sinus through semilunar hiatus, and the sphenoid sinus communicates with sphenoethmoidal recess. The middle nasal meatus can communicate with the ethmoidal sinus and the anterior group and the middle group. For the posterior group, it can communicate with superior nasal meters. In this part, we talked about the nasal cavity and the sinuses. Larynx is a position. It's situated in the anterior part of the neck, below the hyoid bone. It's extended from vertebral level of C3 to C6. This class is over. See you next class.